Aloha, everybody. Stocks have been rejected firmly at the key resistance levels that we have been speaking about for about 2 weeks now. However, in all reality, once again, we are nothing but range bound. So now you can kind of use these most recent highs here and these 824 lows. So as long as we're in between this trading range, the 824 lows and the 5200-day moving average, excuse me, folks. I do not see how we're going to either be bullish or bearish and can really load up on any positions. One thing I don't like is that I'm still getting fucking so many signals. I really wish I wasn't getting any signals. Like, I have to take these signals, actionable signals, to pass on them and then lose out on the potential gains that could occur if we do rip higher. Would be foolish. It's better off to take them and then cut our losses if we're wrong. But overall, the market looks like we could easily move one way or the other. It would be foolish to think uh, to think that only one outcome is for certain here is just goddamn foolish. Bottom line, bulls and bears are completely even on the Investors Intelligence Survey at 26.8%, which means the majority of the responders are just in the neutral camp. And when you take that, when you consider that only 52% or 53%, 54% of the guys in the Investors Intelligence Survey are even responding, while over 40% are on the sidelines. That I tell you what, that's about as much of a confirmation that it's possible we go nowhere to end out the year. It's more confirmation than anything I can think of. So more range-bound trading. I wouldn't expect it to really change. But the rejection at the resistance is pretty heavy, pretty powerful, but volume was totally skewed by quadruple witching. So to think that the volume represents any kind of conviction whatsoever by the sellers would just be foolish here. What you're going to want to see is just how we continue to react. But overall, these patterns don't look good. Wish I didn't get shaken out of so many of my shorts, and wish that the market wouldn't do what it does. Once again, success this morning, waking up and seeing that it's gapping higher because the market's lower, so therefore I have to split my orders up, half limit, half market. Of course, my limit orders at 55 don't get hit, but my market order's good. But success is now producing another ad signal, and how I'm going to treat it is, since I didn't get full on the first position, 1% for making my ETF scan with the volume BOP surge, and 1% for it being confirmed in the price volume BOP scan. Uh, I might do 0.5% normally, 1.5%, but like I said, I've got long signals tonight. I don't know if they're real, if they're fake. I got to take them, and they're a higher quality long signals, so I can't pass. So I'm going to move up success to 2% since I missed half of my position this morning. Nothing I could do, so success 2%. But just going and jumping to the new long positions, RDUS, that is a perfect speculator scan stock. No pocket pivot point signal, but back-to-back strong, heavy volume moves. Looks like it's trying to break out of this cup pattern. If we're wrong, we don't risk much, but it's only going to be 1% of my account capital. 5%, 10%, 20% long signals, you can absolutely forget about it. Not going to happen until we hit October. So if you don't have the account capital where a 1% position isn't worth it to your commissions, and don't trade at all. None of these signals make me super excited, but they are signals nonetheless. So RDUS, 1% new long signal, perfect speculator scan stock, was confirmed in the price volume BOP stock. PRTA is also a perfect speculator quality stock. Heavy volume move off the 50-day moving average. Once again, I have to take it. It's perfect speculator scan. It looks good. I'm trying to break out of a cup pattern. We'll see if it works. If not, it's only 1% of my account capital. I'll cut losses if I'm wrong. Barely missed confirming in the price volume BOP scan. And then TSRO is a new long position, back-to-back pocket pivot point signals. Also confirmed in the price volume BOP scan, but once again, only going to be 1% of the account capital. None of these technical patterns that you just seen are the kind of patterns where I want to push 5% on a signal. Now let's say we get a powerful follow-through day, huge volume, got stocks breaking out everywhere, and these kind of signals produce themselves, and RDUS is 2.5, PRTA is 2.5, TSRO is 2.5, and we add 1% to TSRO and 1% to RDUS for making price volume BOP scan. So you'd have 3.5% positions in those two stocks and then 2.5 in PRTA. But for now, 111 straight up across the board. no confirmation doesn't mean shit to me. It's not important right here. We got a market that's still under overall sell signal. And then I got an ad signal in EPAM. EPAM is a CanSlim quality stock and Perfect Speculator quality stock. So on this one, since it's an ad, if it was a new signal, it would be 1%, 1%, but it's an ad, so it's 0.5, 0.5%, making up a 1% account capital goes into my EPAM ad signal. And then EFSC, get an ad signal, back-to-back pocket pivot point signals. Remember, I was shaking out a half of the position of the 915 signal on 917 when it moved below the low a day of 915, 24.16, hitting 24.02. But now it's telling me to add it back. So EFSC, CanSlim quality, was confirmed the price volume BOP scan. So 0.5% ad signal for EFSC. And that takes care of all the signals for this evening. But there's also some house cleaning to do. WNS finally has given a full 100% sell signal on an end-of-day basis. So WNS is gone. HDKT is closing below the 20-day moving average on heavy volume, so that's a 50% end-of-day sell signal. And AFAM, a new recent long, is closing below its 20-day moving average on above average volume, so that is also a 50% sell signal. But other stocks got to move up the sell stops on, like APLE, SKX. You want to make sure that you move the base's most recent lows on all of these in case that they don't continue to move higher. Like G, Fix, they've run into some heavy volume, D Hill. So make sure that you have your stop set. And like QURE, my final sell stop was back here at the September low. Since it's worked itself higher and is good, I now will put my final sell stop below 26.20, and I might even do, 26.24. So it could work there. But either way, we got to move up one of the sell stops on QURE. But overall, the market looks, a little confused, like it doesn't want to go. Some other signals I'm not taking, though, that triggered WD. SOCB was even confirmed in the price volume BOP scan. I've got a lot of thin stocks, and I don't think I want any more. But SOCB looks good, just not good enough. If that was Max Green BOP, probably would go ahead and take it. EPAX, this is another nice one, nice move overall, pocket pivot point signal, but the way it's breaking out of this pattern, it's kind of wedging. It's just not high enough quality. If I'm going to go long stocks tonight, they've got to be those high quality names. I mean, there's just too many like kind of half signals. DOG, a potential long signal, but just not good enough. It's not symmetrical enough. That's too V-shaped of a move. But, so there were some other ones like TAST, PFNX, almost if it would have, that base was a little bit more, few more days longer, and if it made it above that September recent highs, and that would have been long. And then ENZY, another stock that if the base is longer and I get this BOP volume surge, even with the little price move, I'm going to go ahead and go long. But the fact that it's closing at 1056, which is below the 1070, I mean, if it would close above 1070 near the high of the day with that price volume and BOP surge, I would be going long this name, but since it didn't, I'm going to pass. But as you can see, there are quite a few stocks working. And then BEAT, no shares are available at IB. This stock looks like that it is done. Another increase in volume. BOP increased also, as it looks like it's trying to top out. We've been watching this one for a while, just like EFOI. EFOI continues to work, but BEAT should be able to at least correct 50% of its move. I could see it getting back down to the 10s if this market does weaken. But the bottom line is, market still doesn't look great, but it doesn't look terrible either. We're so far off the 824 lows that I can see us testing even these lows here, and then that being it, and we rally higher. And or if we do test the 824 lows, and maybe then we set up a better bottom for a late October rally. But the bottom line is there's so little bulls and bears and so many people on the sidelines that I could just see us chopping around for the rest of the year. It would not surprise me whatsoever. But anyway, have a great weekend, everyone. I'll see you back here on Monday.